let us give people that understand music a chance, that they want to come and enjoy the day, that people want to come and, just be within their peers, remind themselves of good music, So I think that is why for myself, it's the excitement personally that at least we get to, make a mark past COVID, without any restrictions, that we get to launch our beautiful, beautiful program, which is J.O.M Jazz, actually. And without further ado, I would like to call Mr. Kosimutsile Musia to give us more about who J.O.M is, as our event is called J.O.M Jazz Festival. Thank you very much.
One, two. 1, 2. Testing 1, 2. Le kae bagolo? Ke itumela re be le nna le rona ka jeko. Nako ele itse re le matsapa gore e be le rona ka jeko. Le lebogela. Nna ke nna Motsile Musia. Ba ba nkitse mare ke kgosi ya go bethane. Nna ke re ke kgosi e ke sena morafe. Okay, fast forward. J.O.M. So who is J.O.M? J.O.M. Okay, J.O.M stands for Kgosi Joni Otho Motsile wa boraro More Mamogale, and that is my great grandfather. Okay, you'll ask me already now, what does this king has to do with jazz? Many things, I'll say. For one, this is a build-up of the Kgosi J.O.M legacy celebrations. So we're using jazz as a tool to conscientize the nation on who J.O.M is. So I'll just share a bit on who J.O.M is as researched. Yeah. Okay, I found it. Kgosi Motsile wa boraro, Johannes Otho More Mamogale, was one of the greatest revolutionaries of our times. A stalwart. In the ANC, he was called Chief of Transvaal and Sikeleli because of his impeccable leadership qualities and his fearless and tireless work of fighting against racial injustice, economic exclusion, land theft, and rights of our people. He was born in Bethlehem in 1886. For those that don't know, Bethlehem is current Rustenburg, right? He was part of the committee that started the South African Native National Congress, later named African National Congress. So when we speak of the life, work, and thought of Kgosi Motsile III, J.O.M, we cannot but speak of an unwavering desire of the South African people to be free. Sorry, I'll just switch this one. Sorry for that. So when we speak the life of J.O.M, we cannot but speak of the unwavering desire of the South African people to be free and of the determined struggle to end oppression and exploitation in all its manifestations. There are few individuals in our history who embody this desire more than Sikeleli or More Mamogale, whose singular contribution to the cause of freedom will be felt for generations to come. Kgosi Motsile wa boraro, Johannes Otho More Mamogale, would have turned 136 years old on the 20th of February this year, had he been given the privilege to share just a few more wisdom years with us in our midst. It has over the years become increasingly necessary to talk about a man of Kgosi Motsile's stature because almost all the basic facts about him are not common knowledge. This therefore implies that we must dig deeper to find the true meaning of Kgosi Mamogale's life as it relates to both the ANC and South African society as a whole. Let me make an example. In 1913, Kgosi Motsile challenged the old regime into stop educating the natives via the farm school system. And after his gentle persuasion, the apartheid government introduced the national education system that was inclusive of Africans and black people in general. So Kgosi Motsile Mosia went further on in 1919 and he wrote a memorandum to the Governor General. This historic, well-reasoned call for the abolition of the so-called Dompas was later animated by Lillian Goyi, Helen Joseph, Sophia Williams, Rahima Musa, Nelson Mandela and Robert Sobukwe, just to name a few. He had many run-ins with the likes of President Kruger's regiments, and he was also the first leader to challenge the past laws openly. He was an avid believer in African people owning their own land, so he used the German missionaries to buy back the land that these people already owned, since the Boers repossessed his people's land way before the Land Act of 1913. So Kgosi Motsile was a visionary. He excelled in land management use, having signed mineral rights, business lease agreements, and having his own mining company in the 1920s. He was vocal about education, and this tower is the reason why we are here today. So we want to conscientize the masses, like I said, about who this guy is. And he is from our midst. He is I, and I am him. Standing here, I'm Kgosi Motsile the Fifth. So as I conscientize the nation, as we do this, we're not just jazzing just to have fun. We're actually conscientizing people. We're going to develop documentaries that are going to teach people about that. So while we're having fun, we're also letting people having what we call edutainment. We're getting educational and entertainment at the same time. And I would like to thank you for your time. Thank you.
Wow, thank you, Mr. Motsile. I really thank literature for this, because sometimes we go without knowledge, and imagine somebody who contributed so immensely, and yet in the history book sometimes some certain things are omitted, and I thank actually this platform to actually educate us about such. Before I call forth, I would like to prepare from Cultural and Creative Industries Federation of South Africa, Mayor Yvonne Ntomi. If she can kindly come forth so that she can maybe share with us as part of our stakeholders that they're here, and them seeing that this is a program worth investing in, this is a program worth to say that we endorse, as we teaching a legacy, we teaching just not only about music like Mr. Jose had alluded. It's not about music, it's about heritage. And in the generation of now, as we're moving away from literature, from books, we focus on social media, we forget what is important. And what is important is that the people that were before us, they are the ones who actually paved the way. I'm actually kind of thinking to myself, between the mountains, and how befitting that we have this event here to start off here in Rustenburg, and let it be a part of a legacy, so that tomorrow when we teach our children, when we tell the masses, or even our neighboring provinces, that we have something that we call our own. They have Joy of Jazz, we have J.O.M Jazz. Thank you. I would like to call forth Mayor Yvonne Ntomi. Oh, you'll come through. Right.
Just this little person here.
All right, little person, come through. We welcome you too. Thank
Am I
you.
using this one too?
Yes, ma'am.
Tumela Bakhulu. Nna ke nna Ivona wa kwaNtsomi, kwaMpinga, kwaMawawa, kwavele bahleke, kwamntamntwana. Okuzalwa maka tlhago ke Motswana. I was born in Rustenburg, so let's not get excited about my Xhosaness. I'm a deputy chairperson of SIFSA, which is Mikey at home. Thank you for the hurry.
Oh, you can have this one.
Sorry, Khosi, you have to be wearing heels to use the MC's mic. So I don't know. I do know a lot of people don't know what SIFSA is. It's the Cultural and Creative Industry Federation of South Africa, which was created in the year 2015 by the former president, Jacob Zuma. We, as the province, had just went to our very first provincial conference where I was uncontestedly elected as the deputy chairperson of the province. I don't really want to talk about SIFSA, but I'm just gonna quickly tell you what is our industry entailing of. I know when we talk about the creative sector, music or acting. The creative sector is a bit broad. As SIFSA nationally, we have tried to, put domains in place so that we know where we fall in place. For now, we have 9 domains, which is indigenous wisdom, number 1. Under indigenous wisdom, the ritual, the mountain teaching, and IKS, things like the reason we are here today. Apart from the music part of it, we have indigenous wisdom about the icon that we're celebrating on this event. The second domain being arts education and training, which very nicely, this very event still falls under that because it also teaches us about our legends, especially in the Northwest Province. In arts education and training, under we have schools, FETs, colleges, universities, agents, your art agency and staff. Those are training people to be in the creative sector. And then we have language and publishing. I mean, that is very obvious. Books, newspapers, magazines, libraries, book fairs and clubs, archives, languages, and also the reason we're here. I love this event because it falls under so many domains. We have visual arts and craft, which under it you have things like fine arts, photography, craft, etc. We have cultural and natural heritage. Again, this event falls under that. We have museums, geology, paleontology, archaeology, historical places, cultural landscapes, and natural heritage. Which, when we talk about historical places, there's something that Mutile just said that is very interesting about Bethlehem. And I just thought, Jose Mutile was born in Bethlehem, so was Jesus Christ. You know. So I think we also need to utilize such information as our indigenous knowledge, especially in Rustenburg and in the Northwest Province. We also have audiovisual. Now, when we talk about audiovisual, we talk about film and video, television and radio. They also fall under this. Internet podcasting and video games, etc. We have design creative, ACH services, fashion design, graphic design, interior design, furniture design, landscape, architectural design, advertising, and technical support. Then we have performing arts, which is theater, music, dance, festival, which this event also falls under it because it's actually an event. It's a festival and it's celebration. Commemorations also falls under it, which is also part of it, and storytelling. One of the reasons this federation was formed, which is national, that's because as the creative sector, we are not organized. We work in silos, and then we are easily conquered and divided. But if you look at sports, I'm glad sports, they literally only work at confederation. If you do not affiliate with the federations, then it means you're not a professional sports person. So one of the reasons we have the federation is to also professionalize the industry, make it economical. It's kind of hobby. Be at a stage where sometime in our country we will be able to influence the GDP of the country like the Americans do. I mean, we know we're not there, but if we don't start now, it might take 50 years, but it has to start somewhere. And I am very glad that in this event, we have relevant stakeholders. I see tourism board, I saw brand SA. I'm also, also with one of my officials here. I would like the Department of Education to be part of such things because we said we analyzed and we realized they play a very important role in such things because If we're gonna be teaching about our legends and why, we need the Department of Education to be able to teach. We don't want to be learning at the age of 37. We need a CJ at a younger age to be learning, to be understanding. Now we want to talk about Ramotsile. We want to talk about in Remakinita in the future. We want to talk about Menzo Mili the fifth. Yeah, do you understand? So we need to be starting to create. We need to start creating our writers at a very young age at schools. If we go to, and I'm gonna do this education because it's it's a problematic issue. That's why the sector is not very economical in the country. When you go to other countries, what's that language? That's something at schools. That language, cultural something, as theory. It's just, I was helping my son homework, and then I realized but he does not know what he's talking about. But compared to a child who's going to a same class in America, this child knows everyone will produce a show at school. The shows that we see on TV are mostly produced by the children that you see them on, and that's why we have celebrity stars that are called children's celebrities that grew up there because they were taught from the beginning that this thing was not taught as a hobby. It wasn't drama. No. You have drama class with facilities. You have a music class with facilities, with keyboards, with drums, with everything. You have a music teacher or an art teacher who is paid with all the teachers, same salary as all the teachers. As I go programming department, stipend. He goes to school every day because he's a teacher in this subject. And if we had that, we will not be sitting here. A brief summary of a very great legend that we all would have learned about him when we were still in school. I think I could go on forever, so I'm just gonna say,
Thank you. Oh, that was very informative. Thank you very much, Ms. Yvonne. Lena, at least I'm learning something. I say you can never be wise enough. You can never have enough information. Thank you for that information, and just my nod or my word for you is that I am encouraged and I'm inspired when young people like ourselves. I'm also heavily involved in a lot of things. I want to bring about change. It might not take one person, two, but as long as the collective believe in the common goal. Whatever it is that you have in mind, and I love that you speak with passion. When you talk about your federations or all these things that you have been telling us about, it might not take today, but part of a revolution from 1912, from the 1901, today we are living proof of that no matter how long, definitely everything comes to pass. So I just want to say to you, thank you. Keep on keeping, and the right team, the right people will join board, and the ball will roll to where you need for the goalpost. While I prepare Red Makinita from Department of Arts and Culture, Sports and Recreation, I just quickly wanted to ask a lot of Rustenburgers, or even people from before. It's actually embarrassing that it would have been my first time to come and see the landscape of where one lives. And you find somebody who does not live in your province or your region. They come and tell you about a place where, for me, it's just down the mile to say, let's get to learn our places. I see parks is opening up soon. Let's go to these places. That's where the heritage is. Each and every place, most of the time, has got its monument, it's got a history, has got its teachings. And like the J.O.M for me, really, I would love to see that documentary, because we know of so many great people from far. And this, for me, is that platform that we utilize it to say, ke nako ya gore le rona re ipetse sefuba gore go na le Batswana ba re ba itseng ba nne le dikgakga ba nne le batho ba motlotlo, you know. So I'm excited, as young as I am, not as that old. So I'm just really happy for this program, because it would really set a footprint for a lot of things, and for everyone who wants to be on board, definitely we will get there. Right, Tsepo Makinita.
Thank you. Dumelang. Was the feedback come from this way or this way? I don't know what you stand. Mokgotsi. Bua le nna. Pardon?
You pray too much, you disturb the frequency.
It's the anointing.
Okay.
Where should I stand, man? Okay.
Check one, check.
There's a lot of feedback.
Oh, fire in this place, Jesus. Yes.
That's like here. Dumelang bagolo. Afternoon. Actually, it's not afternoon, Madam MC. It's still early. But I chose to forgive you. Yeah, there's a lot of feedback. Yeah. My name is J.O.M. I work for the Department of Arts, Culture, Sports and Recreation. Part of what we do is to support and partner with You will pardon me, I work in the sound unit, so I'm very sensitive to certain things. Thank you so much. As I was saying, I work for the Department of Arts, Culture, Sports and Recreation. So there are components and units in the department. But primarily and personally, I'm very excited to be part of the beginning of this project. Honestly, if we can be honest with the rest of us, the proposal has been lying on my table since 2011. So if you're good in mathematics, you can count how many years passed on. So I would really commend him for believing in the vision, believing in his dream, believing in what he wants to see happening in the space. I also want to align myself with what you said, MC, to say we see a lot of things happening in our space except jazz. Because you realize that even though we are officials, we're working for government, but we are people before we become officials. We have our interests before we become officials. We have our favorite stuff, music, favorite sports and stuff like that. So it has been an internal outcry to say, I want to see this happening one of the days. So I'm excited that finally it's going to see its day. It's going to happen. I will be there to see it happening. In the past, we've seen initiatives coming in and out, some falling, some being caught by the winds and stuff like that. So we are very excited to be seeing it going forward. The fact that in our midst there's a lot of young people, it excites me personally, because you'll realize that I said the proposal has been lying on my table for almost 11 years. One of the reasons is that there are so many structural approaches that we use as a department. So when you bring something that is new, that is unusual, is it really possible? So my thinking is that where there is a will, there's a way. Where there is money, there's possibilities. And we should be very innovative to come up with new strategies and stuff like that. With CIFSA, we are forming a very strong networking partnership, because I was nodding my head when she was alluding to the sports people are very developmental, are very progressive compared to what we are doing because of the approach and how they do things. So we also need to copy certain aspects and also bring them in our space. The festival itself, we are partnering the organizers or the financial point of view, but also we are very interested in the output, or what is it that we will be putting more space in. For the first time in my life, I was able to actually do a scale of the music space that we are occupying in Rustenburg. Khosi assigned the department to actually create a lineup of local jazz bands. It was very disappointing to realize that we had 13 entries. Out of the 13 entries, we only had 2 jazz musicians. I mean, core jazz musicians. All the 11 were just musicians because there is music, commercial musicians. And they also want to intertwine into the jazz space. However, the biggest issue here was to say, when it's advertised as J.O.M Platinum Jazz Festival, the clientele and the people who are going to come in, they'll come with an expectation to find pure jazz. So it is not a sin, it's not bad, it's not wrong to have a mixture, a cocktail of music, renditions and stuff like that. But to the core, we must have jazz. So it said to me as a person again, somewhere, there wasn't much one was doing as far as development in that space of jazz music. Without me talking too much, I would really want to say the aspect of heritage, the heritage background that Khosi alluded to earlier, it was quite new to me. We would really want to sponsor and to partner with such initiatives that would actually open up the route to say there's new entries and information that we can share in every space that we find ourselves in. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ramakinita. Just a quick fun fact. You know, when they say education is everything, right? I actually went and I researched where did jazz originate. If you remember, for Africans, or let me say for black people, because I wouldn't want to shy away from African American, blah, blah, but for African black people, music played a huge role in the rejuvenation. If you hear most of our political parties, the chanting, it was songs that liberated people. It was music that liberated people. I was not there in the 40s, the 50s, but when they had a tough time, they would underground somewhere, get together, play music. For them, it was a part of hope that something good is coming. If you remember all the songs, and they would say, Free Nelson Mandela, that they would make the slogans sound as if they're not saying what they want to say for the songs to be played on radio. And now even also in jazz, they say back in the half of the 19th century, back in Mississippi, where jazz was originated, those when the slaves were trying to form together a spirit or emotion to say, we still believe that tomorrow we will be liberated, tomorrow we will be free. It is through this very music that I believe that jazz has played a huge, a huge role in the landscape of music. Remember, from certain genres, and then certain genres also came. If jazz was there, remember there's percussions, there's drums, there's flutes, there's a whole lot of combination that actually makes the ensemble, what it is. And I like when all people are together. They deny them that music these days. We hardly ever even airplay. You hardly ever get to hear the music that reminds them of the youth, music that reminds them that, we have lived, we are here now, so many decades later, so many generations. We used to fight for this, we used to sing about this, but now today those things that we sang for, are actually here. So yeah, I just wanted to share that fun fact, that I like that music played a role, especially for us. That is why, you see, white people most of the time, they never understand why do we have to sing for everything. They would want to know, but you can just go and stand there. Why do you always have to do it? For us, when we sing, we know results are going to come. Without further ado, anyway, I would just like to call from the Rustenburg local municipality, Mayor Mzwaki Kiba, who's coming from tourism, If you can kindly please come forward, and thank you.
Thank you very much, Melego. Dumelang bagolo. My name is Ntswaki Kiba. I'm from the Rustenburg local municipality. I head a unit that's responsible for tourism, arts, culture, and heritage, as well as agriculture. So we're excited to be here. We are honored actually to be here, to be associated with this event. When the presentation was made to us, we're like, wow, we haven't had ever a jazz festival in Rustenburg. And for us, we thought this is an opportunity that as a municipality we don't want to miss, and we want to be part of it. First of all, I just want us to just give another round of applause to J.O.M. That we can do better than that, please. They always say you better know where you come from to understand where you ought to be going. So the fact that we have people who have paved ways for us, we are standing on their shoulders, we are able to speak very freely about jazz and what we like, and participate freely and do whatever we want in terms of the arts, in terms of the creative industries. These are people that have paved the way, and they've used different events in their lives of pain just to talk to us through music. Nebo spoke about music used as a platform to fight for freedom, to speak, to send particular messages without having to stand and speak, because at times they were not allowed to do so. But they could do it through music. So I think we should appreciate what they've done for us. As you know, for us, music is they say music is the food of the soul. So for it to be brought to us in this way, as a jazz festival, we really appreciate it. Well, because we are a municipality, we look beyond just the entertainment of jazz. And I like the view that says this is going to be an edutainment as well, where our young people, young artists, our local artists are going to be exposed to people who are seasoned in terms of jazz. So there'll be a skills transfer, there'll be exposure. So this is the one thing that we wanted to be associated with. Beyond that, there are economic spin-offs. For us, our interest is economic development. So because there's going to be an event, there's work that needs to be done before the event, during the event, after the event. And most of the labor and the supplies will be drawn from the locals. So definitely this is a job creation opportunity. And so our young people will definitely get an opportunity there. Beyond that, you also have your vendors, your crafters, who will be given an opportunity to sell their wares to the revelers who will be there in attendance. So we as the Rustenburg, there are people that we are going to be sponsoring, particularly your crafters, because they've suffered, as you know, they've suffered the most from the COVID pandemic. Their doors are still closed as it is of now. They are waiting for such opportunities. So it's essentially when we heard of this opportunity, we then thought, here's an opportunity. So we will be supporting a few of them, about 20, buy them stalls. So please come with your purses full so that you can support them. We need each other, particularly at a time like this. So not only them, as you come from wherever you come from Joburg and so forth, please make sure, yesterday, because we're at a media lounge in Joburg for the Polo Day, we're there. I was telling them that as you come, please make sure that you don't fill up Joburg. Come and fill up your cars here. Put as much petrol that can just get you closer to Rustenburg, so that when you're here, then fill up the tanks so that we get the money here in Rustenburg. Go to the convenience stores, buy, the Chapisi, the sweets and what have you. We need all that money. So please come with your purses full to this event. Dance, have fun. Please also make sure that you come 2 days before the event, or at least 2 days after the event, to come and enjoy this beautiful place. Just look at where we are at. There's more of this around Rustenburg. As you enter from Joburg, there's the Bra House, where you not only quench your thirst in terms of drinks, but also you get to understand and be taught how to brew alcohol. So come and drink our locally brewed alcohol. Come and have a good sleep at Anu as you move up the R24. Right at the entrance of the CBD, we have lovely places, accommodation there. We have your stay easy, we have your road lodge. Come and stay over. If you want to have fun, bring your kids, come and have fun. Ronali Tanflex has a lot of activities, indoor activities as well as outdoor activities. Outdoor activities, paintball, young kids and us can be involved in it. There's an ice rink. The only ice rink that I knew of was the one you go Carlton Center in Johannesburg, which is still there now. And it's been there for many years. So now we have it in Rustenburg. Bring your roller skates with. If you don't have, you can rent the roller skates there. Come and have fun with your kids. They also have helicopter rides, they have Lamborghini drives, they have Ferrari drives. Come and have fun. Rustenburg is interesting. There's a lot of things to do. For us adults as well, there are places where we can go Elementary, we can go Page Networking, we can go nightclub called the Vogue. Very lovely, clean, safe environment. So please come. The younger ones, Ranalebo Savannah Bar, the younger ones, Ranalebo Coconut Bar. Come and have fun, guys. This place is happening. This place is happening. It's the place to be. We have not been getting enough attention. And I'm saying we are going to get the attention. This is why we have J.O.M Jazz Festival coming to Rustenburg. This is where we are at. As we extend the J.O.M as it grows, then you realize that actually this is where it started. Please, let's support it. Come and be with us. We're open for business, open for visitors, open for fun. Come to the J.O.M. Thank you very much.
Woo! Oh, I feel fired up already. I feel inspired. She's definitely the right lady for the job. The way how she sold Rustenburg, I'm sitting here, I'm like, yo, yeah, I know it sounds exciting to me. Like, if people think Rustenburg is boring, definitely, Mentwaki, you've just sold it for me 2 times more. Thank you very much for that. You know, it's very important, or it's actually inspiring also as the local municipality to want to be a part of, you know, such an event. And I like that you touched on the spill-off for this whole thing, that it's just not about the event, or it's just not about the economics, but you know, about the job creation, about, you know, I know there's a lot of associations for tourism, you know, your travel accommodations that are in this place, you know, just not even the ones that are on the road, even the hidden ones, mention such gems there around, the great women who are part of your Rata associations and so forth. You know, these people, the crafters that Meontoki was talking about, I've attended one of their craft market days. There's people that do beautiful sauces. There's people that do beautiful earrings. I see your earrings from the market. I love the drawings. Everything is just like, you know, imagine you could be sitting with individuals that do such beautiful things. And it is actually the municipality that now takes center stage and harnesses and encourages and supports. And for that, Mentwaki, I'm really grateful to, you know, to say that you as the municipality are, you know, supporting our fellow brothers and sisters in this, because I think in the arts, or like, you know, Yvonne, you alluded, in the arts or in the craft, it is not always an easy. Most people, they might be passionate, but when you have to go knock through those processes and applications, some things they're not as easy as music, or it's not as easy as, you know, certain things. A person can be drawing, and you find such institutions, you know, like ourselves, CIFSAS, or, you know, NWPG, or even RLM, or even RLM has got a center, if, you know, just for interest's sake, they've got a center that is for crafters. At least it's a belief that even if we're not how, you know, your whatever, there is places that actually believe in such talents, and it's inspiring really that we are forging a relationship moving forward, you know, to actually encourage and support. Tomorrow, somebody would never think that their dreams are invalid because there is no right door, you know. But anyway, no, thank you for that. And without further ado, I would like to call Lady K to the stage to come and render us an item, because I think, yeah, no, We need to just a little bit. We've been talking a lot now. Lady K, if you can kindly please come to the stage. Thank you.
Uloli we wai, tutula. Loli we wai, tutula. Uloli we wai, tutula. Namwe siza. Uloli we wai, tutula. Uloli we wai, tutula. Uloli we wai, tutula. Namwe siza. Sulezo nyembezi mtakwetu, sulezo nyembezi mtakwetu, sulezo nyembezi mtakwetu, namwe siza. Sulezo nyembezi mtakwetu, sulezo nyembezi mtakwetu, sulezo nyembezi mtakwetu, namwe siza. So awkward, and the mic is not doing me justice. Okay, let me do this one. Geva siyathandana, uyaluba sithandane silale madonye. Ndibanjwa nguwe, uyaluba sithandane silale madonye. Nguwe lona, uyaluba sithandane silale madonye. Genzi wanguwe, uyaluba sithandane silale madonye. Bazali bami, ndibizeleni unofuna wami. ngendlela awubuyi nomfula wam ndingabathumela abahlobo bakho awuphenduli nomfula wam ndingabathumela abadlula ngendlela awubuyi sithandwa sam ndingabathumela abahlobo bakho awuphenduli nomfula wam bazali bam ndibizeleni unomfula wam yithani kuye nithangivile ndawo nam sithandwa sam zalayisha imoto emasimini zalayisha akavela unomfula wam zalayisha imoto emasimini zalayisha sithandwa sam zalayisha imoto emasimini zalayisha ngoko ndilindile zalayisha imoto emasimini zalayisha.
Okay, at least I've got a speaking voice. So what that voice I got to show her. You've got a very beautiful voice. Thank you for the lovely songs, much appreciated. I would like to make my first phase artist lineup. I think everybody has been very curious. I see on social media, everybody's like, who's going to be there? You know, so I just want to ensure my voice is not that good, you know. So, and then the second phase of the lineup will be announced at a later date. But for now, our artist lineup, Ki Ngaka Matwepe, Mandla Mlangeni, Unkhopote, Tlale Makene, Godfrey Goofy Pilani, Nomatemba Sekete, Badimo Jazz, Siaduma Jazz, Power Bass, Lady K, Goodfellas, Zinotando, Zetina Musia, D Afrique, Fresh Cult, Mpo Sibini, and the rest of the artists will get announced. Also, we will also put on our social media, and our social media is #Road to 29 October J.O.M Jazz. It will be all over our social medias as soon as we part ways here. It's all over in the social spaces now that we are now certain. Here's our lineup for now, and I would like to call forth. I would like to call forth for the closure and vote of thanks, David Mabusela. I call him Ramaps, from Maps Marketing and Master Key. Hand clapping and mahulu. I gotta get a jazz, but like you never clap for me the whole day. You never clap for me. Thank you. I deserve my thank you.